So where you guys pick up specifically is in a small part of the town where you guys just left the guild, the Dawnclaw Guild, where you guys were given direct orders to set out here in a week or so. You got about a week to prepare. You guys are supposedly sent to send backup to Ailedale. You've heard reports of weird happenings, and there was a small detachment of Dawnclaws that were sent there previously before you. Uh, that being said, the news coming out of there isn't very good, and they were intentionally going to send you with a larger battalion of Dawnclaws, but they're few and far between as of lately. Uh, Things are getting really tough here, especially in Ekal. Uh, Crime has gone up, robbery, murder, rape, everything is just going rampant through Ekal City right now. The streets are dirty and filthy. Uh, it's a booming city, a bustling city. Like there's houses built on top of houses with storefronts below them. It's your typical metropolitan, fantasy metropolitan style city. But the only issue is living in this city lives in a time after complete chaos and turmoil, and it's still in that time. Everything around is dead. You guys know this is honestly, even though it's in as bad a shape as it is, it's probably one of the safest cities or safest places to be in all the all the land. I mean, you guys have never been outside the triangle, or what was referred to as like the safe triangle of the map. If you guys are looking, you see Walla, Ekal, and Ailedale. That's pretty much where everybody consists around. There's some smaller trading villages along the way in between there, but for the most part, Walla is a village in itself on the waterfalls. Ailedale is a small town at best, a village in itself. It's very heavily fortified because of a lot of shit that's been happening. And then Echo is your metropolitan, which is the only one you guys know of or aware of. Uh, there's some other cities you guys have heard of, Allendal down to the south, and Meadshire way south, but those are all over the falls. And as far as you know, you guys haven't found a way of making it there yet. And people have always told you anybody that goes outside the safe triangle doesn't come back. Um, that being said, you guys have a week in the city to prepare and kind of do whatever you guys deem necessary while you're in the city. Um,
We just told to go there.
you were told to go there, but they said you have a week to prepare. That they just sent the other party in advance, and they want you to wait around the city and see if they have more people show up to help assist and I guess what would be considered the raid on Ailedale. Sorry guys, I was just looking for a. I was just looking for a decent city map for you guys.
So where's like a tavern? That's what I'm looking for.
You guys are pretty familiar with this area. You do a lot of guard duty and patrolling for the Dawn Claws in this city. You guys really haven't left too much. When you have in the past, it's been on
Uh,
short patrols. So there's several taverns in the town. As soon as I find the specific map that you guys, I think I got it, but
is the map still on the world map, the continent,
the
Forgotten Lands map?
Am I able to find someone walking on the street and ask them what a Dawn Claw is?
uh absolutely. There's people walking around all over the city.
Okay.
You walk up to one of them and ask them.
What did they tell me?
They kind of laugh. They say, "You're a Donclaw. Why are you asking me?" And he just kind of points to your arm where you have a brand located.
I tell them they conscripted me. I don't know what it actually is.
He just kind of like rolls his eyes and walks away from you, kind of shaking his head nonsensically, like he doesn't understand.
Okay.
By the way, did you change the map, or is it still
Uh,
on the
I
Forgotten
I
Lands?
will. You're still in the Forgotten Lands right now.
Yeah.
Theater of the Mind for the most part right now. If you guys want to do anything, as far as you know, Curtis, there are several taverns located within the town. Um,
Good. I'd like to go to one.
the
Give me
nearest one,
information.
yeah, the nearest one you think you can remember that's closest to it's where all the Dawn Claws go. It's actually a Dawn Claw establishment. It's called the Golden Claw.
Okay. I'm gonna go there, but I'm gonna look like a very pretty lady in a red dress,
Uh,
blonde hair, a bob, a
okay,
whole shebang.
so you're going there disguised as a lady.
I can disguise myself with
Okay.
the magic of disguise self.
And
Are you doing this in front of your party members?
Yeah, I'll
can
do it in
I
front
can
of
I
them before I go off.
and can I join you to the tavern and then be like your company for the lady?
Looking
I'll
at
just
you as a woman with a very man voices. Well,
no,
actually,
I'll just be
I
your
was more
escort.
looking to go there and hire a bodyguard for us when we go, just in case nobody can find anyone. Because I'm sure a pretty lady can convince some drunk asshole to go with us. But I mean, you can totally be one of the bodyguards. That'll like give some esteem to the I'm important, come work with me.
Yes, that would work.
Do I happen to see an empty lot anywhere with plenty of dirt?
There is dirt all around. Yes, it's not like the roads are made of dirt. There's as far as an empty lot, there are some fields located to the center of the city that you're aware of, but for the most part, they're not empty lots. They're more for urban farming. If that actually works, so technically they're empty lots right now because the urban farming is pretty piss poor, as far as you know.
Yeah,
That was a plan maybe like years ago, but they've since been abandoned.
I think I'm gonna try to find a location somewhere out of the way and start digging down. Just digging with my claws. If that's possible.
Okay, let's figure out where everybody's at here for the most part. Scratch out this community or whatever the fuck they name this town. Blah 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 blah. All right, good. All right. I don't really have any character markers for you guys right now.
Oh, one question. Should I call my party members as the name, just like use the name on the role, the game, or the on Discord, so I don't get confused?
Call them as your party members. You're role playing, so you wanna play your role that you're in. So you want to communicate with your other Dawn Claws as if they're right next to you.
It's gonna be hard to say Conroy van von Volkvan.
You can just call them,
Conroy is good.
yeah, Conroy, yeah.
Van von Volkvan is a last name.
It's a really cute name, last name.
I'm gonna blame my cattiness on the fact that I can't remember names. So Grillo's gonna be that guy, and Conroy is gonna be the other guy.
What's the barbarian? Are you human? What's your race?
What did you say I was, Conroy?
You wanted to be
Tar-
a meerkat man.
Yeah, I'm a meerkat sentry.
All right. Well, that's
We just used Tabaxi stats because it was easy.
Yeah.
And they're similar enough.
we're gonna make you this dude for now.
Who's that?
That's just your identifying marker for now.
Can I zoom on that?
Yeah, you should be able to zoom in. And then 2 rogues.
Anything more animal-like
Probably.
or less black? Not that I have a problem with that. Just wondering.
Yep, you said it. Now the cat's out of the bag. Now. Literally, we're gonna
More
find
like meerkats out of the dirt.
Hey! My tunnel's getting deeper by the second.
It's gonna be an interesting night,
Gonna
huh?
tunnel into the sewers and just have a heyday.
I have a plan for digging deep. I got an idea.
All right, there's one of the rogues, and the other one can be. You're both rogues, so one of you can be like this guy.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll get rid of this one, and we'll do a.
By the way, are you good? Do we move the icons or you do it? Because I don't know how
I
to
can
roll.
give you guys control, but for right now, while you're in the city, you guys can just tell me where you want to go. Just for movement's sake, because if you guys are all moving around like in the one campaign, it can
Okay.
get a little chaotic. I'm switching up how I'm going to do things, I think, here in the future. Just to avoid.
Hey, Conroy,
Yo,
should I be like your escort, or I could disguise myself as
look
like
imposing.
I could
Be
disguise
like-
myself. I could disguise myself as a noble for 10 minutes.
All right, Tabaxi. Oh, fuck. That didn't work.
It's more along the lines of like a bodyguard because we want to convince people to. Because like we don't know if they're gonna.
Oh, rip. Been disconnecting. Sometimes.
He just used his stealth skill. That's all.
Beautiful. By the way, Galt, I should mention, since we're gonna have some time till it joins. Something weird is going on with my vape.
Is it
Sometime-
leaking?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's basically just it's the juice, the e-liquid, leaking out of the air vent, like the draw vent.
Uh-huh.
It's coming out of there because it has to be able to pass the oxygen past the e-liquid before it can like have flavors. I think
So it's fine? Felix?
it should be like there shouldn't be any problems with it.
Okay.
And that's how mine works, anyways. I get
No, it's not like-
sometimes.
It's not like, leaking everything, just like very slightly, not even a drop. You know?
This is going to have to do for now because they don't have any good Tabaxi fucking ones to use. You're just going to have to be Bugbear.
I bet it tastes like Captain Crunch.
Bugbear.
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 Such a weird monster because it doesn't look like a bug or a bear.
You guys are going to be.
Bear!
You guys are going to be up here to the northwest by the. This build.
It's evolved into Bowser.
You guys are. This is the Dawn Call Guild. TC. Blah. As far as you know, Curtis, there is a tavern. Right here is the Dawn Call. It's the closest establishment that's a tavern. I moved the fucking map. This is not going well, guys.
Maybe it's easier if you change the color to white, so it's easier to see. You like write something
There we
down.
go. That's fine. Dawnclaw. And the tavern is right here. This is the Dawnclaw Tavern. Or the Golden Claw. Down the road from you guys. I'll show you guys. It's the arrows goes right there. It's not 20 feet.
Yep.
It says it's 20 feet. It's lying to you guys. Don't let it deceive you. It's much farther than that.
Not a lot farther. It's only like 60 feet, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Are there any prostitutes in this town?
Yeah, there's a lot of debauchery going on throughout this town for the most part. Yeah. Uh, you might be able to find some at the tavern itself. I mean, that would be if you were looking for that type of entertainment. They would probably be at the tavern. So if you guys is that where you guys want to head to? And probably give you guys control of your pieces actually if you guys want.
Is there a limit to us how far I can move my character?
All right, Conroy, you're gonna be this one. Save changes, Bugbear.
Tuber.
Is that Guilt? Is the Tabaxi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sexy ass.
Save changes and
You know you're gonna have to have a bath after all that dirt.
It's a protective layer of earth, not dirt.
Yo, what are you doing?
Grillo.
Being a Banff, get out of here.
Mr. Meerkat, what are you doing here?
Finding oil. Go away.
Brock, what has he been doing in here?
We just started this one. He hasn't really been doing much of anything.
Has he been trying to get in on this D&D?
Yeah, a little bit. What the fuck?
I'm gonna destroy him.
The fuck is going on?
He coughs like a sailor.
All right, fuck it. There, you guys should be able to move yourselves though now.
Do I just click on the icon? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I see.
And you can use your arrow keys to move it like one square at a time, if you want to, or you can just move them. It's a little farther. It's about 150 feet to the tavern down the street.
Okay.
Very bustling city. There's people everywhere.
Oh, we gotta wait for this because I think he DC'd again.
The other guy used another stealth skill. Conroy did.
Weren't you disguised, Conroy?
Hey, he's back. Hey.
Okay, he came out of disguise.
Okay.
So how far am I able to move? How far will my feet take me?
I mean, you can go all the way to the tavern if that's what you want. Like, if that's where you guys are headed to.
I go past the tavern? Do I
Yeah.
have to go with these two guys?
No, no.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, not at all.
You can do just if you'd like.
Go like right over here.
Since Conroy is in disguise, and I have nothing to do, I'll just follow him as like a escort. Pretend
Okay.
to be a bodyguard.
And I want to dig. I want to dig right here.
All right, your barbarian walks off. He says, "I'll find you later," and walks off. You guys assume that he's going to dig.
I mean, he's skilled, so he's probably gonna dig somewhere.
Yeah, you guys can walk to the tavern though if you want. If you want me to move your pieces, I can move them there. If you guys are doing anything in between there, as you guys walk up to the Golden Call, there are some guards out front who you recognize as lower initiates into the Dawn Claws. You know, they're not full on Dawn Claws yet. They don't got their brands. They only have a partial brand, and then it gets finished whenever they get fully initiated. They're guarding the door, but as they see you guys walk up, they immediately recognize you guys. Unless you're still a woman, Curtis.
Totally a woman.
Yeah, as you walk up, they don't recognize you, but they see that you're with one of the Dawn Claws, and they move out of your way. Both of your ways. Like, they let you in. How attractive are you? Do you want to roll attractiveness as a woman?
I mean, I can give you a pretty accurate description, and then you can decide.
Yeah, that's fine.
Imagine just fair, not incredibly white, but white enough skin. Very like a bobbed blonde hair, very bright and bouncy. Luscious red lips, a very flowing red dress with a little bit of sequin to give it a bit of shine. More around a B cup. And of
Kinky.
course, red heels.
Yeah, as you're walking in, you're having a hard time walking in the red heels because of all the mud and stuff like that. But
No,
you're
I'm
doing it
not.
you're doing it gracefully for the most part.
They're
Um,
not really heels. They just look like it.
oh, okay. Well, then it looks like you're walking gracefully in them. Um, as you walk up to the tavern, the guards move out of your way because they notice you're with the Dawn Claw. They recognize guilt or not guilt, but Grillo, or what is your character's name, Grillo?
It's gorilla, but in English, cricket. So
Okay,
it's
Cricket. They recognize Cricket, who's one of the better, more prolific thieves in the area, and rogues. They step to the side and they say, "Oh, it's a nice job, Cricket. I like what you got there." Uh, and
I'm just
then,
gonna like not quite caress his face, but put my hand close so that it looks like I might have. Just like, you're sweet, darling.
oh, sorry, miss. Your Grillo's property. He kind of steps back, or your Cricket's
that's
property.
right. That's right.
Just
My
kind
property.
of like look at him, but with the eyes sort of closed, like, hmm.
It's
And
my property. Don't
He
touch.
just, he just looks away from you and he gets back to his guard post. He doesn't really want to. He sees Cricket say that it's his property. Don't touch. It's like there's not much of that good-looking stuff in there. Most of it's been used up by now.
Yeah, there's only room for one.
Gross.
You guys go in.
My cat ears
Yeah.
heard that from here.
As you guys go in the tavern, it's very small. It's not as big as you. Well, I mean, you guys have been here before, so you know how small it is. But at the same time, it's always seems to take you back, like how many people are in there, how many Dawn Claws are in there. But Dawn Claws are allowed to bring a company in. There's some playing cards. There's some sitting at the bar just drinking. Some of the old timers, the old Dawn Claws that are since been retired but still go on missions from time to time, have their own table exclusively for retired like veterans and the old timers. They have their own table in the back. You see a few open tables and a couple spots at the bar, but it seems pretty busy. As you walk in, it kind of hushes down a little bit. It was quite noisy in there. As you guys walk in, you kind of hear this hush go over the town and or the bar, and you see them all kind of look at this beautiful lady that just walks in this red dress, and they kind of just stop for like a couple seconds, and then everyone goes back to their business, all while still peeking and looking.
I give him a mini eye for those who look at at my company's breasts.
Yeah, they do, but I mean, a lot of these are Dawn Claws as well, so they don't really. They respect you. They're not about to like mess with your pride at the same time. They're still gonna look though. They're not as afraid as the ones out front were. They're not initiates. Initiates aren't usually allowed in this part of the bar or tavern. They have their own swill place to drink out back. The initiates usually drink out around this area here, this little shed out back.
Yeah.
Guilt. It takes you a while to get over there. It's a good little walk, about 600 feet across the town, right next to the church. You find a good spot behind a bush, and what looks to be like maybe a blacksmith's, but the blacksmith's is currently closed down or boarded up. It seems to be abandoned. You find the area behind the bush, and you just start digging in the dirt. Go ahead and roll a athletics or acrobatics. Athletics. I'm sorry, athletics.
How do I roll?
Click on your sheet and just click the word athletics. It'll roll with your modifiers already in place for you.
Better be a goddamn good digging.
Where's my sheet?
Up in journal, up in the top right, it says journal. If you highlight over them, and then you go to the character sheet, and you click on the word. You scroll down to your skills where it says skills on the sheet, and you click athletics. Yeah, you start to dig down. You start to get about a couple feet down, and run into some of the roots of the bushes and stuff. But you tear through them, and you keep going. Is that what you want to keep doing?
Yes.
All right. So you do. Go ahead and roll one more athletics.
Damn.
Yeah, you start burrowing in to the point where after like about 30 minutes, you've gotten a pretty good headway. You've got about like a 4 foot hole. It's about 4 feet wide. It's a little shallower to the edge of the hole. You're trying to dig down. As you're digging down, you're kind of digging inward towards where the bush is and ripping the roots out and stuff. Uh, as you do, you're noticing a lot of like grubs and bugs in there and stuff like that. But yeah, the soil's starting to get a little tougher and a little colder the farther down you get.
Okay.
You see people walking around the circle where the church is at. Some of them do see you, but being as how this town is kind of like rough and tumble for the most part, like people will seem to stick to their own business. They don't seem to want to bother you too much. They see a tabaxi dongclaw digging behind the bush, and they don't really say anything.
That sounds kind of wrong.
Good. That's a good thing.
What are you guys doing in the tavern?
All right, Cricket, listen, I'm gonna go talk to those old timers. You just talk to someone, see if you can't get people who would come with us to take care of that problem that we have to take care of. I don't care if you have to seduce someone or if you have to intimidate them. We need help, and this is the easiest way to do it.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna start walking over towards the old timers. A little bit of sultry, a little bit of sway.
Hmm. You do as you walk over to them. As you separate from Cricket and you pull away from him. Before you even get to the old timers table, you see a guy spin around in his seat and put his leg out to one of the chairs in front of you. He says, "Hi there, Missy. What you doing, beautiful?" And he kind of takes your hand and kisses it and slobbers on it. His lips are still wet from where he's drinking the ale. He says,
Okay, the hand that he kissed and
Yeah.
touched
"Yeah."
looks a lot darker now.
He
Like-
doesn't seem to notice. He seems pretty inebriated.
Also a little bit manly.
Not bothered at all by this. He seems to push through this and he gives it one hell of a slobbery kiss and then he says, "Oh, I saw you come in with your Cricket there, did ya? You're not with that little fella, are ya? I could do you right good. How much you going for? You look quite expensive."
Oh, darling, you flatter yourself. I'm just gonna pull away my hand and step around him.
Hey, what's up? And he kind of comes up to you from behind, like grabs your arm. He's like, "What's the right idea here? I asked you how
Same
much."
arm as he was just kissing.
Yeah.
Now it's not like a pale lady's arm. It's a man's arm with a leather jacket like all the way down.
Okay. So you're only disguising part of your arm? Or
No,
undisguising?
this isn't the disguise. The disguise has now disappeared from that section of body because he has touched it.
As it does, he starts to look down a little bit. He's like, "What's this? What's going on here? Who are you? Listen here, lady, or whatever the hell you are. You need to get out of here. If you're not with Cricket, I'm gonna have to talk to Cricket." And he moves. He walks over, lets go of your arm, and walks away towards you, Cricket.
Okay, and then it
Oh, boy.
switches back.
Okay.
No one else would have seen the change in the arm. Only him.
No one seems to be paying attention for the most part. I mean, they're looking at you though. You're pretty much the center of attention for the most of the bar, though. There's not a lot of ladies in here. There's a
But
few,
they,
but
they don't notice the change. The change isn't in their head.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay,
I got you.
and then I'm gonna continue on to the old timers.
Yeah. You continue over there. They kind of see you coming. They kind of lift their heads up over their cards and stuff. Some of them are playing 5 cards, and some have some dice. It's partly a dice game, partly a card game that they're playing. They kind of peek up and see. One of them in the back looks a little less salt and pepper, a little less old than the other ones. He kind of takes more attention. The other ones kind of just they kind of just go back to doing their same thing. Cricket, right about that time, you hear this drunk fellow comes up to you. You recognize him as one of the Dawn Claws. His name is Antic Drac.
Is he?
He's a fighter, one of the fighters of the Dawn Claws. He comes up to you and he says, "Hey, Cricket, What's with your lady friend over there? Her arms all like muscular and changing and stuff. There ain't no lady
Uh,
if I've ever seen one.
don't mind my partner.
Your partner? What do you mean your partner? Is she some whore?
Well, sure. Uh, yeah, sure.
You think you're not gonna share your whores you bring around here? I asked her how much. She wouldn't. I'm a dog claw too, you know. Come on, Cricket. You can't be stingy like
Well, my
that.
she's just she's just my partner in the group.
What are you blabbering on about, Cricket? I'm asking to get a piece of ass.
Well, the moment you try to get her ass, she's gonna smack you in the face.
Well, that's fine. I like it rough. How much? Do I have to pay you? Are you pimping now or something, Cricket? It's not like you. You don't need to pimp.
Nah, man,
He kind of slaps you in the back and laughs
it
a
ain't
little
for
bit.
sale.
Yeah, for sale. I want some of that. It's nice. It smells lovely. You know what I'm saying? Like a blossoming flower.
Sorry, man, it ain't for sale.
Well, bloody hell, Cricket. You know, we've never seen eye to eye that well, but I didn't think you'd be that stingy with another fellow Dongclaw. And kind of spits on the floor a little bit at your feet. Says, "See if I go on any missions anytime soon with your ass." And he kind of like pokes you in the shoulder and walks away.
Well, maybe in the future, if I do have any more ladies, I will share them
He's
with
already
with the
walking.
rest.
He's already walking away. He kind of turns
All
around,
right.
scoffs at you. He's like, "Ah, whatever." Does anybody want to do anything specifically, or I'll just keep going around until someone decides what they want to do?
I got something I want to do specifically.
Guilt.
I want to keep digging.
All right, you keep digging down. Go ahead and roll 2 more athletics checks back to back. Yeah, you dig down. You get about almost like a small sized grave dug, about 4 foot by 4 foot. You've now started to dig inwards towards the bush to where it's like actually making like a small tunnel, burrowing underneath the dirt. As you've gotten down farther, you're starting to hit clay and stuff like that, and it's not coming up as easy. So you get about a total of 7 feet down, and then you hit this like mucky clay that as you dig into it, like you're just getting like small bits to come out, but you have like a small little overhang that you're no longer visible to people walking by. Like you actually have to stick your head out for them to even notice, and even then they probably wouldn't notice you because you're just a little head sticking out of the hole. You're completely underground for the most part, underneath this bush in front of you.
Okay.
You've dug in from where you are there to over to here. So you got a big hole tunnel that kind of goes like this, and the biggest part is right here,
Okay.
and it kind of goes underneath the bush a little. It looks like a dick.
I want to stop digging down.
Mm-hmm.
Start making my way towards the church, like in that direction.
Yeah. You climb up out of the hole. As you do, no one seems to be walking by right at that moment. And as you walk by the road, there's some what appear to be nuns. And they walk by you. There's about a group of 3 or 4 of them. You're all dirty. I'm like, oh, and they didn't even see you. And they, oh, excuse me. Oh, and they kind of bump into you. They didn't see you coming around the corner. Guilt.
Yeah.
They bump into you. They kind of check you a little bit hard. These nuns are like big, burly, like older ladies and stuff like that. Make a perception check. Oh, excuse us. So clumsy. Oh, and they kind of look at you. Oh, what are you? You're all dirty, you know. Excuse us. We didn't mean to bump into you. And let's go, sisters. And you see them kind of scurry up the road to go around the loop to the back of the church. But you don't see them go in the church. You see them continue walking around the loop, and they kind of disappear off to the distance. You feel like, just based upon looking at them, some of them were out of character for nuns, but you're not really familiar with nuns. You're not really a religious type, so you just kind of scoff it off as nothing.
I think I'm gonna go back to my hole and dig underneath the church.
Okay. That being so, I made some. Yeah, you go back to your hole and start digging under the church, or you're going to your hole and try to dig towards the church.
Yes, trying to dig in the direction of the church underneath it.
Yeah, absolutely. You get down your hole and you continue to dig again. Go ahead and roll 2 more athletics checks, and then I'll move on to them.
By the way, a reminder: the mission was on the raids for the.
You're having trouble digging in this
Hillbilly.
clay, Guilt. As soon as you got down, you can dig further towards the church, but only about like 7 feet down before you hit this clay, and it's really, really tough digging. So you only have about maybe like a foot worth of dirt over your head, maybe 2 feet worth of dirt at some places. You can get to about right here. I'm gonna just do boxes from now on. You get to your tunnel was dug about that far in, but you notice that like you're starting to get the feeling like if you get too far towards the road, that it has a possibility of collapsing.
Okay. I also want to disguise the top of my hole where you can't notice it from afar.
How so?
Using the bush, I'm going to grab extra foliage from the bush and cover the top.
All right, roll athletics to rip branches and stuff from the bush.
Once or twice.
Just once. Yeah, you grab some leaves and some sticks and stuff. You had to lay some sticks across it as you get down into it because the leaves kind of just fall into it. So you grab some sticks from around the blacksmith. You find some boards that were up against the blacksmith that help a lot. You lay them across the top and you throw the leaves down, and it appears to be just disguised. I mean, you're down in the hole, so it's hard for you to tell.
Okay.
Back to the tavern. As you sit down,
Just a reminder: the
Yeah.
mission we're on for the guild were for a raid, right?
it was
and we
for a assistance at Ailedale.
Assist.
Yeah, they told you they sent an extra. They sent a party in there a little while ago, like a day or two ago, and they weren't happy with the amount of people they sent, so they were trying to form another Dawn Call group to send in behind them as reserves, but they're running
I'm
really.
gonna in the tavern. I'm gonna just walk around and see if I hear any information on the situation there.
All right. Like I said, there's people sitting at the bar, people sitting at the tables. Some are Dawn Claws, some are anybody in here that's not a Dawn Claw. It has to have permission from another Dawn Claw. So, who do you want to go talk to? Just someone at the bar, someone at a table,
Er,
a server, the
I'll go to
bartender.
Sure, I'll go to the bartender. Normally they
Alright.
do they know their
You-
stuff.
You know the bartender. Her name's Fiona. She's actually a member of the Dawn Claws. She's well respected. She's a big burly orc. She's she's formidable in battle. She's a barbarianish type. She's just wearing. She's older though. She's since maybe not retired, but for the most part takes care of this establishment. Um, you come up to the bar and you're like, "Hey, Fiona," and she's like, "What can I get you?"
Hey, Fiona, have you heard any information news on Airedale?
Looking for a group. I heard they were sending you and a few other the Dawn Claws. That's all I've heard. What have you heard?
Just that we need to assist there. But have you heard any news or
No, just they sent out a small detachment. Some of the best ones you could find around, and there was some new people too. But I mean, aren't you supposed to be heading over that way?
yeah, we just getting some supplies and information till we go there.
Oh, what kind of supplies can I can get you some stuff here. I can get you some rations. It's slim pickings around the rest of town. Food's scarce.
Do you happen to know anyone that wanna join?
Anyone
To
that wanted
assist
to
her?
join? I mean, do you have permission to recruit people to take with you?
I'm not sure.
Did Bradshaw? Did you get permission from Bradshaw?
No.
Well, to get permission from Bradshaw, I mean, like, you can ask people if they want to go, but I mean, they might have obligations to the Dawn Claws, you see. I would go if I didn't have to watch this establishment. You know, I'd like to get my. I used to be an adventurer like you before I started running a
Took an arrow to
tavern.
the knee.
No, started running a tavern. Why does everyone say that?
Just, just, just an old joke. A joke
See,
that should be dead a long time ago.
you see her like scraping the foam off of the top of a wooden canter, and she kind of sets it on the counter. She's like, "There you go. That's something to wet your whistle with. You need more help? I'm gonna get the rest of these ravening fools drunk as hell."
All right, thank you for your time,
Right?
and I'll go back.
No
And I'll
problem.
join the. And I'll go join Conray if I see him.
Yeah, you see him actually approaching a table of old gentlemen right now. As you do, Conroy, what are you doing as you approach their table?
I'm just gonna sort of walk at them and be like, "Well, good evening." I assume it's evening, right?
Yeah, it's starting to get wind down. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, boys.
You hear some of the older ones that are up front kind of scruff. There's three in front, and then the one that's sitting in the back. They're trying to. The three in the front kind of scruff. They're just like, and they kind of. They don't even pay attention. They sink back down to their cards, and you see a couple of them roll some dice. And the one behind the table says, "How may I help you, my love?"
Is that drunk or does he have a list?
He
Or
has
rather,
a
speech
list.
impediment?
Can I help you?
Well, Cricket and I were looking for some help. And of course I saw you and I thought, ooh, who
Crickets
wouldn't be
and
better
you.
help?
What you mean? We don't go out anymore.
That's why we came to you, darling. We
Who are
knew
you?
that
Who
you
is
had the best
you?
back in the day.
Who's are you? You just a whore. I thought you were coming over to proposition us. And he kind of stands up. You can see this guy's a dwarf. He must have been sitting on a box or something because he kind of looked normal until he stood up. And he kind of grabs out his crotch region. He's like, "This is all you good for, sweetheart." And the old guys kind of scoff and laugh a little bit.
I'm just gonna sort of look at him and go, oh, you haven't heard? You don't know who I am? Oh, that's precious.
Oh, as far as I know, no one I give a fuck about. Not at least yet. But come find me later, sweetheart. When I go to my room.
I mean, I am always free, but there is a matter of payment.
Oh, isn't that always the case with some of you whores?
Of course. Now, of course, the payment's quite simple. If you'd be willing to help Cricket out on the mission that he has to go to in a week, I'd be glad to meet you when the job is done.
I
And
don't
don't
give a.
worry, I can do things that would blow your mind. Things that would leave you gibbering for an hour, but brain dead for a week.
He kind of just looks at you with this puzzled look on his face. He's like, "That sounds nice and all, but I don't really feel like it. Now, if you could mind off, find your way back to the bar and pass to some other dumb fool, I'm going to get back to playing my cards." And he kind of spits into a cup, and you hear him sit down on this creaky box.
Alright, I will go. Is there like an indoor restroom outhouse or anything like that?
There's the initiates outhouse out back is where the outhouses are and stuff like that. Half of it's like probably a latrine on one side, and the other half is basically where the initiates sleep and take care of some of the steeds and stuff. It's like a stable slash outhouse.
Okay, but is there anything in here that's like a small room where usually people...
No, this is a one room tavern for the most part.
Okay.
This is not has
Then
any.
I,
Well, maybe the kitchen, I guess, but like that's behind the tavern. It's not really the kitchen. It's just more of like a back area where they set stuff up.
Then I'll just try to like slink off into the shadows where nobody's looking.
Yeah. Let me give you an idea.
A stealth check.
Well, I'm gonna
Or is the shadow good enough?
The shadow realm.
Hold on.
Draenor Steelplate is here.
Oh man, that makes me moist just hearing the name.
Ugh. What's up, Brock?
What's up?
I am dying.
All right,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Curtis is here.
move you guys
Hi.
All right.
since he's the only one outside. You guys are in the tavern. I might as well give you guys a little idea of where you're at. All right. So for the most part, you, Curtis, are the one with the robes. You were just in the corner table where this table back here where the old guys were. And you were at the bar talking to the bartender. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as the back room goes, the only one you can see would probably be right back there behind the bar. There's some windows right here to your left. Man, I'm having a hell of a time. These rulers. Okay. What the fuck? Switch over. Okay. Yeah. As far as slinking into a corner, there's really not a way. I would not say you can try, but it's so well lit in here. The door's right there. That's the door to the kitchen or the area, and then there's just windows. It's a very small tavern.
I will certainly try to make myself scarce and unseen.
Okay, fair enough.
Prestidigitation. Hey, Brock, is this being streamed?
Yeah.
All right. So you're just keeping these guys up?
Up? What do you mean?
You're keeping these guys, getting them to the point that we are in the campaign.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they're on their separate area. They're in Ekal City right now.
They're an Ekal?
Mhm.
Fuck.
Get your foot off my back.
They're in Ekal City right now. Boys, you guys need to lay down and go to bed. Go.
I'm digging a hole, by the way.
Yeah, they're in Ekal City for the most part.
More of a tunnel, really.
I don't really know this world.
Yeah, you feel like you slink off. You can put yourself wherever you want, Curtis, in the bar. As far as where you're going stealth at, or where you're trying to slink to. Guilt.
Yeah.
You are still digging. As you dig, are you digging further? You want to roll two athletics checks? Are you still trying to dig towards the
Actually-
church?
Actually, I had something else in mind.
Yeah.
I want to scope out the church. Look
Mhm.
for something in particular.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception.
You gonna look for Jesus?
Going up for Jesus. Yeah, you scope it out. It's a church of Azariel, which is strange because it's kind of dilapidated and falling down. You know this church really well. It's one of the only churches in town. But you notice it's been, you could have sworn it's been out of commission for a while now. It hasn't been really in use. There's been no priests there for probably at least 5 years. And then it kind of hits you a little bit. You're like, why the fuck is there nuns? That makes no sense. Right about that time is when it hits you that you're in Ekal City and you can't trust anyone. And you go to search your persons, and you actually notice some of your coins are gone. I already adjusted for it on your sheet.
Oh shit, that's what. Oh.
Would have been a lot better if I had known that church was out of service beforehand.
You got to roll better perception, bud.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but the church is out of service. I mean, there's still every now and then there's a service held, more of like a holiday service, a couple times a year, just in the spirit of things. But with the town in degradation and falling apart, uh, it's kind of not the best. But you do see more people walking around. You don't seem to be able to spot those nuns as of right now.
May I check the Tives box?
You'd have to go inside the church, or is that where you're heading around to go inside?
Yes. I wanted to look inside the church to see if
Yeah, go ahead and roll another perception as you
Tives
walk
box had
inside.
anything.
As you walk around the circle a little bit, people are looking at you. You're just covered in dirt. Your claws are muddy. You walk up to the gate. It looks like it's chained, but as you push on it, you realize the chain's not locked. It just kind of goes and falls to the ground. It's rusty. You push through as the gate closes behind you, and you see tombstones on both sides of the path as you walk up to the church. The doors are closed, but one of them seems to be like ajar a little bit. Uh, for some reason, it appears to be like rattling, like even though there's not a breeze or a wind blowing. Uh, as you walk up the door, you push it open. You look inside. There's nothing. It's just abandoned pews. You see the big emblem of Azuriel up on the wall that's been corroded. Pieces of it are chipped away. Um, all the valuables have been once and stolen from this. The windows of the church are smashed out, where it looks like people have thrown rocks through them. It's the leaves have been blown in. There's dirt on the floor. It's damp.
I cut my losses and head to the lodge or the bar.
Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, as you leave, roll one more perception as you're walking out. Yeah, as you're walking out, you open the door to leave. As you do, you hear from up above. Sounds like maybe footsteps or something falling. And you see some dust kind of sprinkle down and land right around where you are. And you hear what could be whispers, but you're not sure. And then it's up to you.
Believe that it could be trouble and continue to head to the tavern.
Fair enough. Yeah, you walk out, shutting the door behind you. And you leave and you start to head back towards the tavern. All right, we're in the tavern. What do you guys want to do now?
I'm gonna change again while I'm in this dark corner.
Okay.
And brunette, just kind of not incredibly plain, but not, super. Not the same. Basically, not as amazing as
What
previous,
are you using to
but
change
not
with?
terrible. Disguise self. I have a hat of disguise.
A hat of disguise?
Yep,
It lets you just constantly disguise?
pretty much.
Is anybody else?
Well,
Because that was kind of Grillo's thing.
What?
Like, he has a mask of disguise, but it's only a one-time use per day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How coincidental. Yeah, that's really coincidental. I just took the thing you told me. That would
Okay.
be cool.
It's fine. Like, I'm fine with the hat of disguise or whatever. I mean, Grill has the mask of disguise or whatever, where he can basically disguise himself as a person that he's seen or he's met before. I was just wondering because, like, the hat of disguise is pretty. That's kind of. I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember making it, but I've made a lot of fucking different things at this point now. Maybe just like.
Oh, you just said choose like an uncommon item.
Oh, it's
So
actually an
shows
uncommon
uncommon
item.
item.
It just lets you at
Yep.
will just disguise to different things.
Disguise self. It's an illusion.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
is it a spell or a
Different people.
cantrip?
Spell.
That's let's maybe like narrow it down to maybe like one or per day because that's what his was. Because
Okay.
if it's a first level spell, it's still kind of like a little bit rambunctious as far as like using the spell.
All right.
Um,
I will just take it off.
you want to take the disguise off?
Yep.
All right.
Still have a cool hat though.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, you can leave the hat on and just dispel this disguise spell,
Yep.
disguise spell. Yeah, as it does you in the corner, you just kind of reappear as Conroy in the corner. Let me. Yeah, you seem to be good. Like for the most part, no one seems to notice you. One person from across the bar says, "Conroy, Conroy, is that you, mate?"
All
And
right.
you recognize the person yelling.
Is it?
You recognize the person as Argus. You've done missions with Argus, so like patrols and stuff like that. He's a portly looking fellow. He's a good bard in a pinch. Well, he's entertaining. You would assume as a bard, he's not the best fighter in the world. He's like waving at you. He's like,
Just,
Conroy, I didn't even see you over there.
all right, mate. Is it?
He's
I'm
like,
gonna walk over to wherever he's at.
he's sitting at the table right behind where Grillo's sitting. This round table right here. Yeah. Or there, that's fine. Whichever of them. As you sit down in the chair, you pull out the chair. He's like, hey, pull up a chair. He's my friend. He's like, these are who I'm on patrols with right now. He's like, it's Bob. That's Bob, right? He doesn't talk much. Bob, say hello. And Bob just kind of looks at you, nods, and I think that's Bob. Like I say, he doesn't say much. And this is Harlow. Say hello, Harlow, as he kind of slaps her bottom a little bit. She's sitting on his lap, and she's like, hi, Harlow. Hey, do you need any service? He's like, Harlow, shut up. The boys are talking right now.
Damn.
Just gonna sort of chuckle.
So what are you up to, Cricket? Oh. You're always walking around in the shadows, aren't you? That's what I like about you. Keep to yourself. You should have seen the dame walked in here earlier. Whoa. Looks like looks like Antic tried to get him some of that and got turned down pretty hard. She seemed pretty interested in the old timers though, for some reason.
Yeah,
As
she
you-
was a wild one.
Oh, are you saying this, girl?
Because you said
Yeah.
cricket.
Yeah, he addressed Cricket.
Oh yeah, yeah. As you, I guess as you turn around the bar stool, you can approach the table if you want, Grillo.
Yeah, sure. I'll join in the.
You hear them talking. And he's like, "Yeah, she was a wild one," and Argus notices. He's like, "He with you? He with you, Conroy?
Of course.
Is this one of your new partners?
All right, yes.
Interesting. What kind of stuff you guys into?"
Well, don't keep this on the down low or nothing, but we're actually looking for people because we are going to Aldale. We're helping with a raid because you see they thought they sent enough people, but they don't think they did now. Not here. There's big bucks in it.
Really?
That's right.
Well,
You want to get in on the ground level?
I might be interested in getting into our ground level. I mean, now you're talking about it, it doesn't sound too
We
bad.
could
Hey,
always, we could always have some fun. Like, you look like you need some fun. Stuck here in the tavern.
I am looking for. Hey, and he kind of slaps her on the butt. He's like, "Hey, Joe, Harlow, go get Daddy a drink." And he kind of scoots up, pulls his chair up a little bit, like at least to where his belly touches the table, which is not much farther in than he already was. And he kind of looks at you guys. He's like, "All right, let's talk money. What are we talking?"
We're talking 10%, whatever we bring back.
He kind of scoffs. He's like, "I thought we were friends, Conroy. You taking 10%?
10% each.
Each.
Mate.
Where's this other 70% going?"
Not you and me and the boy. You, me, the boy, and a couple other folks. Now, of course, that might not sound like much, does it? No.
Roll a
But
persuasion as you go ahead and keep going and then roll a persuasion while you're doing this.
but you see, it's not just 10% each of us. It's 10% the whole for each of us, plus whatever you might be willing to stuff your coffers with that you don't tell nobody about.
Okay.
Because they don't know exactly what's down there. They just know there's quite a bit, something for us all. But I mean, there's nothing saying that we can't all take a little slice for ourselves. Don't don't judge it off of that yet. Wait until I see it because I might use lucky. Yeah, I'm using lucky. Just do that
Yeah.
again.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be taking that 19.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, who's your friend here? I've never met this one. He's a Dawnclaw, obviously, but seems like there's a lot
I'm
of them
just
around
gonna
nowadays.
arm chest him, just sort of a slight friendly pat on the chest. He's Cricket. He's a live one. He gets real jumpy though. That's why we call him Cricket.
All right, Cricket. Well, how long you
And we
been?
never we have another one in the party.
Even another one. What's he going on about, Conroy?
He's
Well,
probably digging
here's a
somewhere.
big one. He's real good at hitting people, and I don't just mean with his fists. Which, by the way, they're fucking claws, mate. He's got claws for hands. But this other guy, he can cleave a man in two.
You mean
Just doing it.
that fucking cat one they just had join?
That's right, mate.
As
He's a
as Guilt walks
he's a
into the
special
bar.
Now, I think I just heard my name from across the tavern. Someone happened to mention me.
God.
I'd like to know.
You can roll a perception to see if you hear they're saying your name.
Oh my god.
If you hear about him saying the tabaxi.
Beautiful.
That's
10 out
perfect.
of 10.
That should be their accent for the rest of the game.
Guilt, you didn't want to do that.
Gil, that is definitely you definitely hear them saying, "Is that tabaxi you talking about?" I've heard about that one. He's a big old, and then he sees you as well, and he's kind of like, "Oh, I think that one just walked in. I think that one just walked in, Conroy."
He's a bugbear.
I mean,
Respect
it's
his-
more likely than not that he did. Don't really know many people other than him who look like him. So, if you saw him, probably saw him.
Well, how long you boys been in? He kind of started a little bit as the bugbear or as the tabaxi approaches the table. How long you guys been in the Don Claws?
Well, you know me, mate. I've been here for a good while. Good portion of my life. These boys
Yeah.
are fresh faces, though. I mean, maybe not fresh as baby's bottoms, but fresh.
All right. Well, a lot of them are fresh anymore. It's hard to find good men to fight in
Especially
the
with
Don
all
Claws.
those people what died.
Yeah, we've lost a lot lately. There's another tabaxi in the Don Claws. His name's Tack. I don't know if you met that fella.
He's the leader of the dog
I
club.
think I did, but I didn't get really know much.
I think he's been sent out on his own little mission. I think he went to Aildale or something like that.
What?
Leader of
Well,
the
then
dog
that's
club.
a fine little bit of thing there, isn't it?
Why is that?
Well, I mean, I don't know of any others like them. It's crazy that they're both sat in the same place, isn't it? Weird coincidence. Life's crazy.
You wait a second. You saying you're going to the same place?
I just told you we're going to raid Ailedale. I told you that's where we were going to help.
You know how far that is? It's like 4 days.
That's a
journey.
good couple of days, yeah. But I mean,
And you're telling me
which
you're going
would
to tell
you
me?
prefer, mate? Which would you prefer, mate? You get stuff your pockets, which as much as you can hide, plus 10% that's totally on the table for 4, maybe 8 days if you want to get back here. Of course you do, and then of course a little bit of time extra there. Or you get nothing, and you get to sit here in this dank bar that's really kind of moist, in my opinion, with all these old farts. Now tell me, which are you willing to do? Are you willing to pursue yourself? Or are you willing to just sit by in darkness, sitting in the dankness, being stagnant? And I know you're a free spirit. You don't like to sit in the dankness, so why don't you come out with us,
20
mate?
dank.
I don't know. I like you, Conroy. I mean, like, we've been through some stuff, but I don't know these ones, and
Mate. You remember Waller? Remember the Waller job?
Yeah, and I remember having the shit we got into with that.
Yeah. And you remember the good things, though. You remember that
Oh yeah,
that sweet pecan?
I
Let's
do.
say.
I do. Oh yeah, I do. And he like holds up his tankard and takes a big drink and cheers you. And he's, I definitely know I do. Absolutely. Well, how about we
Now, of course,
maybe
the option's totally up to you. Not asking you to do it. Not asking you to risk your life. I'm asking, are you willing to risk it for the biscuit?
well,
Of course, the
when do you
biscuit.
plan on leaving? I want to get me a little
Well,
bit
we're
of
gonna
In
be
about a week.
leaving after in about a week.
oh, so I have time to
You got
spend
plenty
with
of time to prepare yourself.
I have time
Yeah,
to spend with my
spend with your
Arlo.
lady.
All right,
Of course.
all right. How's
Get
it
your
going,
rocks off.
How's it going, big fella? What do I call you if I'm gonna be traveling with you guys? Cricket, Conroy. What's your name?
No, I have many names. But you can call me Guilt if it suits your fancy.
All right, Gilt. That's a weird accent. I've never heard of Tabaxi talk, but that's kind of catchy. Kind of like it. You kind of sound like
You'll
the.
get used to it in a little while.
You know who you sound like, Gilt? You sound like the governor of Ekal. He sounds like that. Have you
Oh,
ever
really?
Have you ever met the governor of Ekal?
No, not a chance in hell.
You sound exactly like him. It's the weirdest thing ever. But I agree. And he spits into his hand, and he puts out his hand to shake your hand, Conroy.
Yeah, I will spit and shake.
All right, we got ourselves a deal. I will be here. You know where to find me. This is my house, my home. Or I actually
Gosh, mate.
I'll probably be across the street here later at the brothel not the brothel, but at the inn. But
Of course, mate. You do you.
yeah.
And we'll do us.
Have you
We'll
approved
see
this
you
with
then.
Bradshaw yet? By any chance?
Well, here's the thing, right? I didn't recruit you. I just asked if you'd be willing to go when they ask for people.
All right, I understand what you're saying. All right. Well, I'll make myself scarce for the next 4 days or so, in case anything
You can
comes
be
up.
recruits if you volunteer.
No, I know, but Bradshaw's everything's got to be going through him. But I'm not afraid
He
to go.
always wants to send us on missions, get us all killed. Well, you know what? If you keep yourself scarce, sometimes you get the good ones.
Indeed, I'm pretty sure Bradshaw won't mind if I go along. He's a little bit pissed at me right now. Anyways, I may or may not have tried to fuck his wife, so it's not like a big deal. It's
Oh,
not like he's the
mate,
leader.
you-
I mean, it's not like she was into it or anything. I mean, well, I don't
But-
know.
Was she into it, mate?
I don't know, maybe. And you get the feeling that he's maybe not being so honest with you. He's a very portly fellow, not the most flattering.
I'm just like, all right, mate.
You mind if I bring my bagpipes with me, though, when we go along on the trip? You know,
Why
they can
would
be
I
pretty
mind?
useful. Well,
Why
some
would I
people,
mind? I love that sound.
I know, but some of the people I go out with, they don't appreciate the bagpipes like they should.
Well, you know, you knew those folks. You can just make them like it, can't you?
Indeed. All right, then. If you guys want
Right,
to
mate.
stay a little bit and have a drink, drink
Oh,
some.
mate, I haven't been drinking too much since that last time. You remember? Well,
I
did
don't
not have a
actually,
good
if you know what I'm
next day.
saying.
Oh, right, mate.
No,
You have a good night.
no, I have a few things I'd like to do around the bar first. So I'm gonna go wander around a little bit.
He kind of gets up a little bit as you talk. He's a little bit intimidated by the guilt. Not by his guilt, but by guilt the tabaxi.
Full of dirt and mud.
He's like, all right,
Right.
Harlow, where's my ale, damn it? And he sees Harlow flirting with another, one of the Don calls at the bar, and he goes up there and says, what do you think you're doing, Harlow? You some kind of fucking whore. And she's like, yeah, what'd you think I was? And they just kind of go on arguing.
I want to look
I
around
will
the
step
tavern
out.
for some nuns.
For guns?
Nuns.
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 I want to take a quick look around, make sure I can't see any nuns.
Just let me see, Gil, here. Let me look. What's your basic? Yeah, with your passive perception, you look around. There's definitely no nuns in here. The nuns would not be allowed in here for the most part unless they were brought in by a Dongclaw.
Well, I mean, we're kind of shady.
Yeah, they're definitely shitty because I mean you're missing like a good like 35 gold or something like that or more.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Nigga,
bumped.
that's almost all I have.
They bumped into you a little bit.
So is it? How strong is my feline nose? Can I smell the nun's robes that I bumped into earlier?
I mean, there's six. You're 600 feet from where you bumped into the nuns at this point now.
I
In town.
mean, I heard these guys arguing at the tavern from my hole.
No, not from your hole. You heard them as you walked in the bar. Like you just walked in as they were talking. Continuity. I was trying to bring you guys together in a
By the
timely
way,
manner.
how expensive is to buy some rations for 4 days travel?
The bar. You remember talking to the barkeep earlier, and he said he could get you some. It's not easy to come by around here. Um, you might have to talk to him. You might have a good deal, being as you're a Don Claw, but at the same time, like as far as you guys know, for the longest time you've been in Ekal City, food's been scarce, so everyone goes on like meager rations, and probably like everyone eats once per day. And you know, a lot of the civilians here in the city are starving, so there's a lot of corruptness going on.
Okay, I can't see any nuns, but can I see anyone that looks somewhat wealthy to some extent? Might have a little bit amount of gold on them.
The most wealthy people in the bar would be the old timers sitting at that back table, which would be right back here. They actually have money on the table. That's as wealthy as you can see.
Arm wrestle them for it.
They're gambling right now, playing cards. Or, well, card dice. A game of cards and dice.
I think I'll leave them alone.
I'll go ask the bartender for the price of some rations.
Yeah, you go up to the bar. As you do, he's busy dealing with trying to break up Argus and Harlow. As you step up there, he's like, "Oh, can I get for you, Grillo?"
When did the
How
new
ex-
barkeeper come in?
I'm gonna need some foods for a 4 day travel. How expensive what's the price?
Rations are hard to come by. I can 4 days travel. Or I mean, I could probably do something. Probably get you that for like 5 gold. I'm sorry, but that's all we got right now. It's not easy to come by. It's probably just gonna be some bread, maybe some pemmican, maybe. But if I can find it, even I'll do what I can. But it's gonna be pretty expensive.
A question for the DM.
Yeah.
If I do buy the food like before the 1 week when we go, is the food gonna spoil or is it gonna last till then?
Depends on what the rations that he gets you. He says pemmican's harder to come by. Pemmican being jerky would stay good. Obviously, bread would probably stay good for a couple days, depending on the type of bread. I guess really. I mean, it's all really a question of. I'd say that it'd probably be good up until when you leave, but you still have to eat up until that time before you leave as well. If you know what I'm saying, like you're gonna have to eat in the next 4 days as well.
Yeah.
Can I head out to the field just past the tavern a little bit?
Yeah. You get a lot of looks as you're walking through the tavern.
Thank you.
Then I'm gonna ask the bartender how much for, let's say, 2 weeks worth of rations.
Let's just do 12 gold total, and I can get you for that. I can definitely find you some pemmican, but maybe not till tomorrow. And then I can hook you up with some bread, and I got some. If you just keep it between me and you, I got some. I got my own little stash down here of these bars, and he pulls out like a bar. It looks like oats bar. Looks like oats and barley. He's like these are pretty good. I make them myself, but it's hard to come by any crops nowadays, so I have my little stash in the back.
All right.
12
12 gold. 12 gold, you say?
Yeah, 12 gold.
All right. And I give him the gold.
Roll
Well,
roll an insight at disadvantage.
Uh, oh, do I just click inside?
Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
go into your character sheet and click insight. Did you want to roll an insight, Conroy?
No, I was just wondering when Fiona left.
With disadvantage, do I just click inside and that's it?
Yeah, just click insight. Yep. Uh,
Ooh.
right as you're handing over the gold, um, you get this weird feeling, and then you slide it over to him, and you even tip him an extra gold and give him 13 for helping you out, and he slides over a nice sized piece of bread from under the counter, and then you just see him walk to the back. He's like, "I'll be right back with the rest," and he slides you a piece of bread over. That's probably could last you a couple days, 3 days maybe.
Does the bread look good?
Yeah, it
like
looks fine. Yeah,
fresh,
yeah, it looks
or-
good. It looks to
Okay.
be. There's a lot of people eating the same type of bread around the bar right now.
By the way, is this a good roll? Cause what's the 5 mean?
That's a nat. That's a failure. It's a nat failure. It's the worst you can roll.
Which is great for a disadvantage.
All right. I mean, as long as I have some food.
Yeah, you have
Guess.
2 days worth of bread.
Do I tap it somewhere on items?
Yeah, you can just put it in items. Just click a little plus sign, and an empty box will pop down. You can just put like 2 days. Just put 2, and then days worth of bread.
So when did
Right.
Fiona get replaced by this guy?
I mean, are you asking me as a DM?
Yes.
I can't answer that.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
And-
Yeah.
How much?
Uh,
How much did I pay him?
13 gold. This is gonna be a
I was
tough
mainly asking
campaign.
to see if there was continuity.
Yeah.
I was asking to see if you were paying attention to yourself.
Can I lean in and tell Grillo something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
and
wait,
after
wait.
I go. I go
Guilt
back to
is
the
that
table.
guilt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go over there to him, and he's about 15 feet away, so you have to go over there and tell him something.
On my way out, anyways.
Yeah.
Now, Greenlaw,
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna get crumbs absolutely everywhere. That's what I do to now. You're wasting half your food in crumb.
By the way, were you digging somewhere?
He was.
Now,
can definitely
not
do-
at all. I
No.
don't know why you're asking.
Can I inside check him? Just for the funds?
Yeah, you can insight check him for sure. You can do an investigation.
No, I'll
Definitely wasn't trying to dig under a charge from maybe the tithe box or nothing.
He is still covered in dirt.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna roll for the funsies.
Funsies.
Inside.
You actually
Looks
don't
like
even.
you're blind.
You don't believe him. He's covered in dirt, and you think he was doing something else. You think he's covered in shit. You're actually.
Oh, is this a good roll?
No, that's another nat failure.
In a weird
That's the worst you could do. Actually, rolling 2 of those back to back is like 500 to 1 odds.
Can I shake really hard to try to clean myself up?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a.
Or would I have
Let's try a.
Are you gonna like
a nature?
shake like a dog and throw the dirt at me?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Do
Let's
a nature
this.
check.
No. Nigga.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, you
Oh my
shake the clumps of dirt off and the mud and stuff like that as you see Argus kind of like, hey, big fella, Jesus Christ, son, you're going to get me and Harlow all fucking mud out. Christ, nah, look what you did. You made her cry. God damn it. Fucking hey, just
That
talks,
doesn't bother me as long
talks
as
this-
I'm clean.
talks like the governor. Do you notice that, Harlow? He talks like the guy. I don't care. I'm all muddy. Oh, my God. He got my dress all muddy. Your dress was dirty before, if you don't. He just kind of walks away. What do you want to do, Conroy?
Go outside.
That's not the door. It's over on the other side over there. It's over there. Are you all going outside at this point?
Wasn't I waiting for the rest of the?
You are, yeah.
Like, I had a question though. Is it possible for me to add one thing to my character sheet?
Yeah, what is it? Like, I guess it depends what it is, but
It was gonna be in the personality traits, and I was gonna do. I was gonna say impressions.
yeah, absolutely. That's fine. I mean, like,
But I don't know if I'll be able to be stuck as the governor forever.
listen, you can do anything in D&D for the most part. So, like, you don't have to be stuck at the governor forever. Like, you have good charisma. You have +2 modifier to
dude.
charisma.
I'm gonna laugh so
So you
hard
can-
if you.
So like basically a performance check is what you do to do impressions. So
Unless you do a good enough one in real life.
yeah, I mean like you're doing the governor right now for the most part, and like fucking what's his face Argus doesn't know that that's your voice. So I mean you don't have to roll for it because he's never met you before, so that works.
By the way, I'm gonna laugh at one point if you do the Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
I'm waiting for Arnie.
As you leave the bar, you guys see Conroy leave the bar. Gilt, what do you want to do?
I
You
think I want
see-
to go to the field and see if I can find some edibles in the nature
All right, that's fine.
instead of spending my gold.
All right, you can head to the door then.
Wait for the trip and hunt during the trip, like all of us.
Grillo, what do you want to do?
I mean, what? Wasn't I waiting for the?
You are, yeah. You're still waiting. You see the barkeep come back. She's serving other people. She's like, "Can I get you anything, hon?" It's Fiona.
See what?
Or she can't get you
Oh.
anything, hon. Sorry, she's an orc.
Yeah, I was waiting for the other fella to get me my rations that I already paid.
What do you mean the other fellow?
Oh my god.
What do you mean the other fellow? When she looks around, she's like, "There's no one else but here but me. Someone else? Did that son of a bitch rip you off again?" Oh my! I'm sorry, dear. What can I get you? You need some bread? We got some bread. And she hands another piece of bread up to you. She's like, "That cover it? What do you get you for?"
You know, the bread is enough. I'm just gonna go to the well.
You got
I'm
you got-
gonna go in shame to
you
the
got
well.
you got 3 days worth of bread now.
Nice.
She said, "I'm sorry about that, hon. I'll try to keep him out of here. He sneaks in the back. Damn it!" And she like points to one of the guys over at the other table. She's like, you need to get over here. Fix that back door, damn it." All
I'll
right,
just say thanks to Fiona and follow them, and I'll just, in shame, gonna go to the wells, nature, get some food.
you guys will get used to Echo eventually. I'm sure of it.